this one thing can help line up everything that you're doing so that it all makes sense and feels on purpose and directive. And it will also help you set boundaries and say no to things that really aren't needed and are just adding more to-dos to your plate. I'm Michelle, and I used to be a therapist, and I would help clients by talking about their past and what was most present for them in the moment. But it felt kind of like we would go in random circles, and I didn't really see the trajectory until I realized this one thing that helps streamline the process, create a path from where we are now to where they wanted to be in the future. And I realized that that was so much better. I stopped doing therapy, and now I just help women get what they truly want out of life. Take a moment, hit that like button, and then we're gonna dive into this. To start, let's just talk about what makes us feel not on purpose. It seems to me like most of us are just juggling all the different to-dos that we have, all the different needs that we're trying to meet, and that is not where a sense of purpose comes from. Even if I get all the to-dos done and I feel really great about myself for 5 minutes, that really isn't connecting me to purpose and life fulfillment. And you might have already walked down a path towards success, checking the things off the box, walking up the ladder, only to find that it was sort of empty. You could just keep going after more and more and more, but it was unsatisfying. It was empty in a way, the kind of satisfaction that dissipates very quickly. And this is why a lot of people come to therapy, right? There's this existential crisis of humans right now. Like, why am I here? What am I doing? Why am I working so hard and stressing myself out? And I don't even know really what it's all for. The number one thing that we need to have purpose in our life is to go after a heart goal. I like to call it the big, meaningful, worthwhile goal that you have for yourself. When you really want something and you set a goal for yourself, it plants a flag in the future so that now everything that you're doing is either to get you to that goal, or if it's not, it's very clear that you can stop doing it. It makes all of the work that you're doing on the path to getting what you want worthwhile, because you don't mind jumping over the hurdles nearly as much when you know that it's for a greater purpose, getting that thing that you're really longing for. And now let's clarify here, because this kind of big goal that I'm talking about, it's not to achieve some sort of status at your work. It's not to buy a Lamborghini. It's not those material world things. The only big, meaningful, worthwhile goals come from your heart, and they have to do with how you want to be in life or how you want your life to feel. You could also think of it as like an end of life goal. When you are at the end of your life, you've lived a long, long life, but you're on your deathbed and you look back over all the things you did. What are the things that really stand out? What mattered to you? And what did you wish you did more of? Those are heart goals. Those are your big, meaningful, worthwhile goals. And that's what life is really about. And the cool thing about this is that when you set that goal, it brings purpose to your life right now. It's not the kind of goal where if I'm like, I want to earn, $100,000 this year, every day that I don't get there and every day that I'm not meeting my numbers, I actually feel worse about myself. It really pushes down on my self-esteem because I'm not achieving my goal. But when my goal is to have more flow and ease in my life, or if my goal is to find my sense of self, then every day that I'm working towards that goal, I feel good. I feel like I am accomplishing it, and the journey becomes so much more enjoyable. And you might have heard life is about the journey, not the destination. So that's how I know that this is really a lot more about what life is about, because it allows you to enjoy the journey and the unfolding of what is naturally just an expression of you. This is who I am and what I want in my life and how I want to feel. And Energetically, a cool thing that happens is the path that gets formed. So this is why I had the transition out of therapy, because therapy feels like you kind of can go in a lot of different places. You knock on doors from the past and see what shows up. But when you set that goal in the future and you've got that flag, everything that you do now is working towards that. So there is no longer the meandering and the useless knocking on doors that don't matter. You're still going to have obstacles that come up along the way, but they're in service. They're actually the obstacles that need to come up to help you become the person that you need to be in order to get to that goal here. So if life is a journey, if you can get on board with that, then don't you want to be the one choosing where you go? What's the end destination of your journey? Wouldn't you like to be in charge of that? And wouldn't you like the journey to feel happy and fulfilling rather than not good enough, not meeting my goals, not meeting my goals? We are definitely spiritual creatures, and we have the desire to take what's inside of us and express it outward. So your journey should be an expression of who you are and what you care about. And if you live each day lined up with those values, you're gonna feel satisfied and fulfilled today and towards the end of your life, when you're looking back and wondering, did I live a life of fulfillment or did I live a life of regret? I hope you feel inspired right now. If you do, hit the like button, leave me a comment, and I'm gonna share a playlist of some of my other videos to just kind of keep the momentum going with your inspiration.